So first of all, into a saucepan over a medium heat, I'm going to be adding in our milk, and it's full cream milk. Don't use any of the light stuff because you want a nice full fat flavour in there. Just makes the custard, gives it a better texture and better flavour in my opinion. And to the milk, I'm going to be adding in some thickened cream. And of course, we're going to be adding in our vanilla as well. Now, you could use a vanilla pod, obviously. What I like to do is use the vanilla bean paste because I think it gives it such a better flavour. But you could use vanilla extract if you wanted to, but I love the little speckles of vanilla bean in there. So we're just going to give this a mix around over this medium heat. And we want to bring this not to a boil, but almost to a boil. So this is exactly how I want our milk and cream vanilla mixture. It's not boiling, but it's really, really hot. It's just sort of scalded. So turn the heat off, leave it in the pot, and we'll get started on the next step. So into a large bowl, add in your egg yolks. And to the egg yolks, I'm going to be adding in some caster sugar or superfine sugar, and also some cornstarch or corn flour. And you just want to get a whisk and we want to mix this all around until it's well combined and nice and creamy. Now what the cornstarch does, or the corn flour, is it will thicken our custard. And when you mix this, what you want to do is make sure you dissolve as much of the sugar as you can. So that's exactly where I want it. You can just scrape a bit and you can't see any of the sugar still there. So what we're going to do now is temper the egg mixture, and what I mean by that is I'm going to be pouring a little bit of the hot cream milk vanilla mixture into here just to lift up the temperature of the eggs. If we put it all in at once, we're going to end up with scrambled eggs. So make sure you just keep whisking at this stage, and I'm just going to pour in just a small amount of the milk and then stop and just incorporate that in, and then slowly a little bit more. And once we've got it to that stage, it hasn't curdled, we can then pour our custard mixture straight in to the milk, cream and vanilla. And just give it a whisk around. Now I always use a whisk for making custard because I find you get a lighter, sort of airy custard. It's just me. You could use a spatula of course if you wanted to. So now we return this back over to the stove. So again, over a medium heat, I want to keep stirring this until it starts to begin to thicken. Constantly stir it. Do not leave it for a second. Keep stirring it, keep mixing it. And the great thing about using a whisk is you can actually feel the resistance on the end of the whisk when you're mixing it around. You can tell when it's starting to thicken. So that is exactly where I want my custard. Beautiful, rich, creamy. So for this step, over the medium heat, it should only take you about 3 to 4 minutes. So now I'm just going to pour our hot custard straight into a Pyrex dish, and look at those little vanilla bean flecks. They're gorgeous. So this is ready to go to be served with apple pie, to be served by itself, which I'm going to do in a second. But if you are making this ahead of time, make sure you wrap it in cling film. If you leave it out like it is now, it's going to develop a skin on the top, and we don't want that unless you want the skin, which you shouldn't. But what I love to do is just pour in our custard into a serving glass or a dessert glass, and for me that's heaven. There's nothing better than homemade vanilla custard. It is beautiful, it is creamy, and you leave this to cool a little bit and it's going to get even thicker and it's going to get even creamier. But this is perfect for apple pies, it's perfect for apple crumbles, and it's perfect all by itself.